In a BIM workflow, the key aspect is information control. In this regard, ALPLA provides a multitude of tools to manage the information available within our model. Now, I will focus particularly on the information palette because it introduces a whole series of especially interesting improvements. Let's start by taking a look at the header section of our information palette. In addition to being able to search and apply filters, I can also define a specific criterion by which I want to group the information, such as all of the rooms that are contained within a particular unit. This makes it easier to organize and analyze related spaces. After that, once I have created groupings, I will be able to directly manage a header or a footer for the group. I will be able to expand or collapse the group directly, and at the same time, I will be able to perform calculations for certain geometric values such as perimeter and volume. Everything will be displayed as subtotals within each individual group rather than as totals in the last row. At the same time, directly from here, we can export an Excel file that will be tabulated and structured in exactly the same way as it is displayed within the information palette. And at the same time, we can carry out a whole series of analyses based on the violations that result from importing a specification in IDS format. Let's maybe see all of this applied with a very small example. Here on the screen, I have at my disposal a series of apartments that contain a number of rooms and spaces. What did I do? Essentially, I grouped all those types of spaces in the form of a room group so that I can query ALPLA at any time about how many rooms and therefore how many spaces are contained within apartment A, apartment B, and apartment C. So in this case, I'm labeling them using this handy repeat system available directly within the contextual menu. Now let's bring up the information palette. How do we do that? By selecting it directly from this menu or simply by pressing the IP key combination. With the Ctrl+A, I can select all the objects present in my document. I realize that I currently have too much information available, so I can choose to filter it only by room, specifically excluding details like walls, floors, and anything else that is not directly related to the room itself. Let's try hiding all the information for now and then carefully decide which information is actually relevant and important to me. To this end, I can select them directly from this menu, which is interactive in the sense that I can type a few letters and the program will immediately show me matching results. So, for example, I can select the volume, the perimeter, the floor area, the function, and finally the housing attribute directly linked to my rooms. At this point, I can decide the order in which the data is displayed. A very interesting aspect is that the operating methods are exactly the same as those in Excel. So now we begin to introduce the concept of grouping. I want to group all those rooms according to the housing information. So we can immediately see that within apartment A, I have 8 rooms. In apartment B, I have 7, and so on. So I can expand or collapse my group directly. I can sort the group alphabetically, or I can sort individual columns alphabetically as well. For example, if I do this on the function column, I'll find the bathroom at the top and the living room at the bottom. At this point, let's enable the calculation mode for the values that are directly available in my table, namely floor area, perimeter, and volume. So even before using legends, even before using reports, I'll be able to assess how many square meters, cubic meters, and linear meters of rooms I have available directly within my document. In the last row, I find the totals. Clearly, all these configuration operations for the information palette, such as which columns to display, how to display them, and with what type of grouping, can be saved as a favorite and are therefore reusable even in different projects.